I think a couple of things, and I don't tell them this very often. They'll tell you. I was just really proud of them and impressed. I didn't feel like we panicked at all when obviously they went 6-1, and I brought them inside the dugout, and I'm like, hey, let's chip away. Let's get 2 runs. And before you know it, we'll be all right. And the energy, the talk, and the dugout was really good. And I don't know. I felt like they had the confidence knowing that they were going to come through, and we were squaring up some balls, to be honest with you. So I felt like yesterday against Penta, we made really good decisions. We talked about that as a staff and to the players this morning and pregame, and I think it's starting to click of being in the moment and taking one pitch at a time. And when things like this happen, there's more buy-in, right? And that's what I talked about at the end of the game of just you're never out of any game. I don't care if there's 1 out, 2 outs, 0 outs. It really impressed me. Matt just told me, I think we had 12 RBIs with 2 outs. That's big. So.
Yeah, you talked to us early in the year before the season started that you felt you got behind, this team was able to put up crooked numbers, but saying it and doing it is something, because you maybe did it against Tulsa, Lehigh. This is Auburn conference game. So my question is, you touched on it, they did what they wanted to, but is it maybe even better, this team maybe a little bit ahead where you thought it was, because you actually somewhat validated that today?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. See, like, I don't do a really good job of figuring out where I think we're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I just want us to be the best we can be today, and then we're going to be the best we can be tomorrow, and really getting them to understand that. I do think the buy-in, when you start to have success, you get more and more buy-in. And so when things like this happen, and it happened to me at ASU as well, we were down against Utah, a conference game. I think we were down 10 runs with 2 outs or something. We came back and won. And so I think it's intentional on how we practice, how we prep, and then how the players compete every day in practice.
And you can't script this, but what about the fact is they let a pop-up drop that they should catch. The next thing, they don't make a play on a little grounder they should. Those might have been worth 7 runs today.
Yeah.
But you have the team, just what do you call it, the cougar in them, or just take advantage of this.
Absolutely. So. And Trent's ball obviously kind of put the nail in the coffin after that inning. So I think for us, it's just we play the game the right way, hard. We're gonna be a nightmare in the box, and that's what I said to them, or Coach Harger and I talked about today. Of just I want to see pitchers hate. They're like, next hitter, like, good Lord, like, next hitter, good Lord. And Koko today coming up big in that spot. But it takes a village, right? It takes a village, and just like I said, just really proud of their effort today.
Coach, my name's Daryl Bruff, and I'm the sports director at KBTX. I haven't had a chance to meet you face to face, but what I did want to ask you is, how does this help you carry over into next weekend's series in Baton Rouge against LSU?
Yeah, I think momentum, this game is a game of momentum. For me, what I think we got the most out of this is we are never out of a game. We have a ton of fight, and from top to bottom, we can, keep the bats going. And so I think, that's going to be a fun series. It's going to be one in which, their fans are into it, just like the 12th man. The 12th man this weekend was just phenomenal. But that's all good for us, right? This is what we're doing. We're trying to get better. We're trying to grow this program. And I think you're starting to see what I know that we have here.
A follow-up kind of to that is the fact that, I know it's about pitchers and in the circle, but when you have the bats that you have, your pitchers can take confidence of knowing if they make a couple of mistakes, that's not the end all.
Absolutely, and that's what Lev and I talked about when she came in after that inning, and I was like, hey, let's just chip away, let's work on some things, let's get a little crisper. And I thought as the game went on, she got better and better, and that's all I can ask for, right? And we had Lefty warmed up, we had Shaylee warmed up. But I kind of wanted to see what that looked like with Levitt, because we're going to need her. We know this. We're going to need her, Vestal. We're going to need all 4 of them to get through this conference, because it's brutal. It's I would say fun. So I like the hard. So I enjoy hard. So That's why you come and play at Texas A&M, though.
I know that you want to win the series, but to sweep the series is sweet.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, wins in the SEC are hard to come by, and very happy. They get ice cream. They sweep, they get ice cream. Yeah.
Vestal have spin problems combined with a tight strike zone, or what about her? What do you think about what's her
Yeah,
strengths
I felt
today?
like her timing was a little off.
Okay.
And so when her timing's a little off, she unlocks things not on time. And so it was kind of, yeah.
Any other team, any other major team would have been like, okay, well, we already clinched the series. We're facing a big opponent next week, one of the top 5 ranked opponents in the country.
Yeah.
And y'all were already down that much in the second inning. What about y'all? Just said, okay, let's go win this. Not just win this, dominate this game.
Yeah. I think first we don't talk about who we're going to play next, and so maybe they do, but I'm pretty sure we kind of keep our feet in our eyes where we're at right now. I think for us, it's really more about who we are and what we're capable of doing. So we've talked, and you guys have heard me say this a lot of times. Like, I don't care who's on the other side of the dugout. Like, I want to win this pitch, whether it be on offense, whether it be on defense. And they're starting to figure that out. They're starting to figure out that if they really just put their energy and effort in things that they can control, really, really good things can happen. And that's when you start to have some special things, is when they have buy-in to that. Not worrying about all that outside stuff, not worrying about umpires, just I'm gonna throw this best pitch, this best curveball. I'm gonna make this ground ball. Like, I'm gonna have some situational hitting. We had some good situational hitting today. So it's figuring out a way to keep the machine rolling. And I feel like they understand what that looks like.
I know as a coaching staff, you guys had the confidence that 6-1 was not
Yep.
insurmountable.
Yep.
But for them to actually prove it to themselves,
Yep. It's
speaks
huge.
volume, doesn't it?
I do, yeah. And like I said, just really proud of them. And it's kind of a dorky parent moment of like, you're proud of them. You know what I mean? Of like, I know you guys can do this, and now here it is. And now you want to take this and grow from that, right? And now there's going to be another hurdle that comes your way, and we might be in this situation again, but now they know that they can come back and chip away, and it could be in the 4th inning, it could be in the 5th inning, and I think we're going to respond in a way. We at least have it in our toolbox to be able to respond and come back. They 100% don't think they're out of any game.
Koko, talk a little bit about what's the mindset when they hit you for a 6 spot and you guys are down by 5?
Really just pass the bat. The more you pass the bat and we get through the lineup, our lineup's really tough to face. So the more you pass the bat, the harder the lineup gets. So we were just thinking pass the bat and get on base, little base hits.
Why you guys have so much success the last couple of days against Penta? She's an All-American. You did it yesterday, you did it again today. What do you think you ladies were able to do to cause her grief?
I think we were able to get on top of the ball. We really did. We worked hard all week on top of the ball, and knowing that her down stuff is rarely a strike. So we laid off of that, and we were hunting the up pitch. And if you get on top of it, you do what we did this weekend.
Your speed game yesterday, and thinking Mississippi State, a few other places. What have you done to elevate your speed game? It looks like you're better than ever in taking the extra base, whether it's a steal or they screw up in the infield or the outfield.
Yes, I feel like it starts in the weight room. We just work on a lot of power stuff. What am I trying to say? We just work on being strong in our legs, and I feel like that helps me push off. That's the word I was looking for. We work on a lot of stuff to help us push off, and I feel like that helps me a lot. And reading, just being instinctual and trusting my speed.
Koko, did it help that, I know you never want to be behind, but did it help that it was 6-1 in the second and you guys still had a lot of softball ahead of you?
No, you never want to be down like that in the second, but it did help us. We knew there's a lot of game left. We're hitting really well right now. So we just knew, pass the bat, and we're going to be all right.
You feel like you had enough pop in the lineup that, it was a deficit that would be feasible to overcome?
Right, and you're never out of a game. I feel like we're always in a game because we fight. We really do fight to the end. We just played a lot of good team softball.
Did it seem odd that, you were, 3 or 4 runs away from being run ruled, and then you guys end up run ruling them?
Right, I'm not surprised. Like I said, this team has a lot of fight. We work hard in practice. Even our pitchers, when we hit off of them, they're very competitive. So we're a very competitive team.
What's it say about your program right now and your team? I mean, being able to sweep a nationally ranked program like Auburn.
It just says that don't count us out. Don't count us out.
What you do in the last couple weeks, you're batting a lot better like you did early in the year. Maybe you went through a down spot where maybe you weren't getting as many hits as you probably would have liked. What's changed about your game?
Nothing's really changed. I just kept doing what I was doing, going up and watching film with Harger on my off days, getting a lot of swings in. I know that they're probably going to throw me differently now because they know what I can hit and what I'm strong at. So just kind of working to strengthen my weaknesses. And yeah.
How about your 2-run homer on the heels of when Cannon hit her home run? You got to face a new pitcher. You guys were locked in probably to Pinto. What's your thought when the reliever comes in?
Just hit the ball hard.
You did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your mindset coming into this game as opposed to the other 2 games?
Nothing really changed. Just try and have good at bats. We saw Penta yesterday. We saw a lot of pitches, so we were all kind of happy to actually see her circle today because we saw her a lot yesterday. And just go out and do whatever we can do to get the win.
What do you think the mindset? What you ladies talking in there when they hit you with a 6 spot, 6-1? You guys haven't been down, I don't think, 5 runs the whole year. So, what's the mindset? What's the thought for the team? Do you feel?
Our plan was just to chip away, not let it get too big. I mean, it was only the 2nd inning. We had a lot of game left, so we didn't really sweat it at all. We knew that we could come back from that.
Take a lot of confidence in your lineup, knowing that there's a lot of pop there. That it would a 5-run deficit would be not easy to overcome. Would be something that you could overcome.
Yeah, I mean, there was no doubt in my mind that we could get it done. Our lineup is so good, so I knew that we were going to come back.
It seemed like with the wind blowing out, it just was just a matter of time before you guys were going to be able to connect and take them out of the yard.
Yeah, it was a good day for sure. Trin, me, Rylan had one. Yeah, it was fun.